B&B spoilers. Hope and Deke push Dad to hook up with Taylor. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope, Logan, and Deke Sharp will be thrilled this week when they learn that their father's marriage to Sheila Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, is on the rocks. The sibling duo will try to work their magic when they learn there is another woman in Deacon Sharp's life. How far will they go to get Sheila out of their lives? Deacon Sharp's kids have tolerated their stepmom on The Bold and the Beautiful, but it's no secret that they aren't huge fans of his wife, who wants their father to be married to a man-eating serial killer and kidnapper who shot her own son. The new lady in Daddy Deacon's life. B&B spoilers say Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, isn't going to know what hit her when Deacon's kids start encouraging him to follow his heart. Taylor took Deacon on as a patient to help him save his marriage to Sheila Carter. Imagine her surprise when she actually started having feelings for the Aiel Giardino owner. Next week on the CBS soap, Deacon will profess his love to his therapist and announce he is pulling the plug on his marriage. Deke and Hope will be by their dad's side and excited to help him move Sheila Carter out. Hope might even try to play matchmaker and encourage her dad to pull out all the stops for his therapist. Hope and Deke have their work cut out for them. Bold and beautiful viewers at home know that Sheila is going to go on a rampage when she finds out about Deacon and Taylor. Plus, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, is going to be working hard to sabotage her mom's new romance. The odds are definitely stacked against Taylor and Deacon, but Hope and Deke are determined to get a new stepmom. Do you feel a little bad for Sheila? Will Steffi freak when she learns Hope is trying to hook their parents up with each other? The sun is setting over the Los Angeles skyline, but for the residents of the Forrester and Logan estates, the shadows are growing longer and more dangerous than ever. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the Bold and the Beautiful fandom, the latest spoilers for early 2026 reveal a heartbreaking and high-stakes turn for Deacon Sharp. In what many are calling a sad news update for those rooting for stability, Hope Logan and her brother Deke are no longer just passive observers of their father's life. Driven by a desperate need to protect him from the toxic clutches of Sheila Carter, they are actively pushing Deacon into the arms of Taylor Hayes. But in the world of B&B, helping a parent find love often comes with a devastating price tag. A desperate gamble. Hope and Deke's master plan. For months, Hope Logan has watched with a heavy heart as her father, Deacon Sharp, remained tethered to Sheila Carter. Despite Sheila's attempts at redemption, the Logan and Forrester families remain convinced that she is a ticking time bomb. Enter Deke Sharp, Deacon's son, who has recently found himself more involved in the family drama than ever before. Together, the siblings have reached a breaking point. They don't just want Sheila out of Deacon's life. They want her replaced by someone who represents the light, someone like Taylor Hayes. The logic is simple, if deeply flawed. If Deacon falls for Taylor, he will finally have a reason to cut ties with Sheila forever. Hope and Deke have begun orchestrating chance encounters and whispering in their father's ear, painting a picture of a future where he is respected, loved, and most importantly, safe. Why Taylor? Taylor, currently played by Rebecca Budig, is at a crossroads. After years of being Ridge Forrester's second choice, she is vulnerable and searching for a connection that doesn't involve a Logan Forrester tug-of-war. The connection, Taylor and Deacon have shared several charged, intimate therapy sessions that have already crossed professional boundaries. The mutual pain. Both characters know what it's like to be outsiders in the elite world of the Forresters. The chemistry. Fans have noted the undeniable slow burn between the bad boy turned restaurateur and the world-renowned psychiatrist. The sad reality, is this a setup for disaster? While Hope and Deke believe they are doing the right thing, the sad news lies in the potential fallout. By pushing Deacon to hook up with Taylor, they are unknowingly painting a target on Taylor's back. Sheila Carter is not a woman who loses gracefully. Spoilers indicate that Sheila is already growing suspicious of the time Deacon is spending at Taylor's office. If she discovers that Deacon's own children are playing matchmaker with her rival, the new Sheila may vanish, replaced by the villainous monster of years past. Sheila thinks she owes Taylor for saving her marriage, but once she realizes Taylor is the one stealing her husband's heart, that debt will be paid in blood. B&B Insider Scoop. The confrontation. Steffi steps in. The drama isn't contained to just the Logans. Steffi Forrester has caught wind of the growing spark between her mother and Deacon, and she is absolutely livid. In a heated confrontation set to air this week, Steffi calls Taylor out, accusing her of playing with fire. Steffi's fear is twofold. Safety. She knows Sheila's history better than anyone and fears for her mother's life. Reputation. The idea of a Hayes-Sharp union is a pill that the proud Forresters simply cannot swallow. Character stance on the hookup. Reason Hope Logan pro-matchmaking wants Deacon free from Sheila's influence. Deke Sharp pro-matchmaking believes Taylor is the upgrade his father deserves. Steffi Forrester anti-matchmaking fears Sheila's retaliation and hates the Sharp name. Sheila Carter Deadly opposed will protect her marriage at any cost. What happens next? The push from Hope and Deke is working. Deacon is struggling with his confession, torn between his loyalty to the woman who stood by him, Sheila, and the woman who makes him want to be a better man, Taylor. The tragedy of this sad news is that in trying to save their father, Hope and Deke might be the ones who trigger the next great tragedy in Los Angeles. If Taylor and Deacon do hook up, it won't be a celebration. It will be the opening bell for a war that could claim lives. Questions for the fans. Are Hope and Deke right to interfere in Deacon's love life? Can Taylor and Deacon actually survive as a super couple? Is Sheila truly capable of murder again if she loses Deacon? The sun is setting over the Los Angeles skyline, but for the residents of the Forrester and Logan estates, the shadows are growing longer and more dangerous than ever. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the bold and the beautiful fandom, the latest spoilers for early 2026 reveal a heartbreaking and high-stakes turn for Deacon Sharp. In what many are calling a sad news update for those rooting for stability, Hope Logan and her brother Deke are no longer just passive observers of their father's life. Driven by a desperate need to protect him from the toxic clutches of Sheila Carter, they are actively pushing Deacon into the arms of Taylor Hayes. But in the world of B&B, helping a parent find love often comes with a devastating price tag. A desperate gamble. Hope and Deke's master plan. For months, Hope Logan has watched with a heavy heart as her father, Deacon Sharp, remained tethered to Sheila Carter. Despite Sheila's attempts at redemption, the Logan and Forrester families remain convinced that she is a ticking time bomb, and the beautiful had already served up its biggest emotional moments for 2026. Think again. Today's shocker, where Hope Logan and Deke Sharp push their father, Deacon Sharp, toward Taylor Hayes, has left fans reeling and hearts aching. What began as concern for their dad's well-being has spiraled into something deeply complicated and profoundly sad. Soap opera spy. This isn't just soap opera drama. It's a family torn between love, loyalty, and fear, where every choice threatens to break someone's heart. Loudly crying face a father in turmoil, Deacon's marriage in crisis. Deacon Sharp, once the swaggering bad boy of Los Angeles, has found himself at a crossroads that even he couldn't have predicted. For years, Deacon's marriage to Sheila Carter was one of the most explosive relationships on B&B. Sheila's history of violence and emotional manipulation made her a terrifying, unpredictable partner. Yet Deacon stood by her. But now, after Sheila's recent deceptions and threats, that marriage is unraveling badly. Soap opera spy. His children, Hope Logan and Deke Sharp, have watched their dad struggle with loyalty to Sheila while also grappling with the emotional cost it's had on their family. When his marriage started to crack, Hope and Deke didn't sit back. They stepped in. And rather than urging him back to Sheila, they shocked everyone by encouraging him to follow his heart toward Taylor Hayes, a woman none of them expected to be in this picture. Soap opera spy. Broken heart why Hope and Deke pushed for Taylor. This isn't just family meddling. This is desperation mixed with tenderness. Hope and Deke have long been wary of Sheila's influence. Fans know Sheila isn't just a villain on paper. She's terrorized this family hurt their loved ones, and nearly destroyed their lives. Neither Hope nor Deke believes Sheila has truly reformed. Soap opera spy. So when Deacon started opening up about his struggles with the marriage, and how Taylor, as his therapist, was helping him grow and see his worth again, the kids took action. Hope especially saw something rare in Taylor. A steady, compassionate influence, not someone driven by chaos and control. Hope and Deke reasoned. Right-arrow Sheila's past is too dangerous. Right-arrow Deacon deserves happiness. Right-arrow and Taylor might just be the one to help him find it. Soap opera spy. So they began nudging him, gently at first, then with more conviction, toward taking that next step with Taylor. Their hope wasn't just about getting Sheila out of the picture. It was about giving their father a chance at a peaceful life again. Collision Taylor's shock and emotional conflict. Talk about catching someone off guard. Taylor Hayes, the longtime B&B heroine, wasn't looking for romance. She's a healer by nature, a therapist who has stood by her patients with grace and integrity. Helping Deacon wasn't about love, or so she thought. Soap opera spy. But as Deacon opened up to her, about his marriage, his regrets, his desire to finally be loved for who he is, Taylor began to soften. This is Taylor Hayes, a woman who has known heartbreak before. She's loved Ridge Forrester passionately through many ups and downs, only to have her heart broken again and again. So when Deacon started speaking to her not as a patient, but as a man captivated by her strength, her reaction was understandably emotional. So Taylor didn't know how to react at first. She tried to maintain professional boundaries. She reminded Deacon that he was her patient. She didn't want to cross a line, but his vulnerability, his honesty, that was something she hadn't expected. Soapspoilers.com. As Deacon continued to praise her courage and warmth, Taylor realized that this wasn't just therapeutic progress. This was something deeply personal. And that realization has left her shaken, reflective, and unsure of what comes next. Sad but relieved face, Steffi's confrontation turns up the heat. If all of that wasn't enough, enter Steffi Forrester. Today's less than glorious showdown saw Steffi confront Taylor directly about what she witnessed between Taylor and Deacon. The air was thick with tension and hidden truths. So Steffi, never one to hold back, demanded answers. She questioned whether Taylor was crossing a moral line, what Deacon's intentions really were, and whether this was a real connection or just another soap-worthy disaster in the making. For Taylor, that confrontation hit hard. She's already torn between professionalism and something deeper, and now someone she respects is calling her intentions into question. The result? A heavy silence, furrowed brows, and tears that even stubborn Taylor Hayes couldn't hide. Orange Heart, Hope's heartbreak, and her unintended role. Hope Logan, ever the emotional heart of the show, didn't push this scenario lightly. Remember, she just got married to Liam Spencer again in a separate storyline that was full of emotion and family support. So to see her throw herself into persuading her dad to find love again, it wasn't simple. Celeb, dirty laundry. But here's where it gets tragic, not just dramatic. Hope meant well. She wanted her father to be happy. She didn't want him to be alone or stuck in a relationship that made everyone around him anxious. She saw in Taylor someone steady, someone kind, someone who genuinely cared about Deacon. Yet, as today's events have shown, Hope may have opened a door that her father and Taylor never intended to walk through together. And now, she's left wondering whether she did the right thing, or whether she has doomed her dad's heart to another messy love triangle. Pouting face Sheila's wrath is inevitable. Let's be honest, Sheila Carter doesn't go quietly. When she learns that her children are actively encouraging their father to fall for someone else, she will not take it lying down. Soap opera spy. Sheila's past actions, kidnappings, manipulation, secrets, have made her one of the most feared figures on the show. And real or not, she believes she deserves her shot at love with Deacon. So imagine her fury when she hears Hope and Deke whispering in the backyard, plotting a future without her. Imagine the stare, the hiss, the ice in her voice that says, "Nobody steals what's mine." Yes, this breakup won't just be sad. It'll be explosive. Sheila on the warpath. That's an understatement. Crying face Taylor's past love haunts her present moment. This emotional arc couldn't hurt more for Taylor because she knows heartbreak. Her love life has been a tapestry woven with loss. She's loved Ridge Forrester deeply more than once. She's been left wounded. She's sacrificed, tried, and fought for relationships that ultimately fell apart. Wikipedia. Now here she is again, at a crossroads between duty and desire, between her professional integrity and the possibility of real connection. And that weight is crushing her emotionally. Tornado, the emotional fallout fans are already talking about. Across social feeds, fans aren't just talking, they're mourning. Hope trying to control love like it's a fashion line. Taylor deserves peace, not another soap disaster. Sheila's about to lose it, and Deke is going to hate every second of it. Is Deacon ready for real love or just scared of being alone? This storyline isn't just dramatic. It's heart-stabbing, relatable, and painfully human. It's about fear of loneliness, wanting the best for someone you love, and watching intentions spiral into consequences no one expected. Red Heart Final Thoughts. A sad chapter in a bigger saga. Today's bold and the beautiful twist. Hope and Deke pushing Deacon toward Taylor is one of those moments that leaves viewers with a heavy heart, sending a quiet shockwave through everyone who has ever believed that Deacon Sharp might finally get his hard-won happiness. Just when it seemed like redemption was within reach, when Daddy Deacon had rebuilt bridges, earned fragile trust, and proven he could be more than his past, a new woman enters his life, and the consequences are heartbreaking. At first glance, the arrival of a new lady in Deacon's world should feel hopeful. A fresh start, a chance at love that doesn't come with decades of baggage. But nothing about this moment is joyful. Instead, it's layered with sadness, regret, and the unmistakable feeling that Deacon may be walking straight into another storm, one that could cost him everything he's fought so hard to regain. Deacon's long road to redemption. Deacon's journey has never been easy. For years, he lived on the outskirts of respectability, carrying the weight of his mistakes like a permanent shadow. His love for hope, his desire to be a better father, and his determination to stand on his own 2 feet were the pillars that kept him moving forward. Daddy Deacon wasn't just a nickname, it was a promise to be present, to be honest, to choose love over chaos. And for a while, it felt like he was finally winning. But redemption stories are fragile, especially in a world where the past never stays buried for long. The woman no one was ready for. The new lady in Deacon's life didn't arrive with fireworks or romance. She arrived quietly, almost unnoticed at first. No dramatic declarations, no sweeping gestures, just subtle glances, shared conversations, and a growing sense that Deacon was confiding in someone new. That subtlety is what makes this so sad. Because those closest to Deacon can feel it, this isn't a harmless connection. This woman represents a turning point, and not a good one. She seems to understand Deacon in a way that feels dangerous. She listens to his regrets, validates his pain, and whispers that maybe he's been judged too harshly. To someone like Deacon, who has spent years trying to prove himself, that kind of acceptance is intoxicating. But acceptance without accountability is a trap. Hope's silent heartbreak. Perhaps the saddest part of this story belongs to Hope. She doesn't confront Deacon. She doesn't lash out. Instead, she watches. She listens. And slowly, she realizes that her father is drifting, emotionally, spiritually, away from the man he promised to be. Hope knows this pattern. She's lived it. She survived the aftermath of Deacon's past choices, and seeing him stand at the edge of another emotional cliff is devastating. What hurts most isn't jealousy or anger, it's fear. Fear that the progress he's made will unravel. Fear that he'll choose comfort over growth. Fear that Daddy Deacon might disappear again. And this time the loss feels final. Old ghosts, new faces, The truly tragic element of this new relationship is how much it echoes Deacon's past. The new woman may not be Sheila, but the energy is uncomfortably familiar. There's a sense of chaos beneath the calm, a hint of manipulation wrapped in empathy, a suggestion that Deacon's worst impulses are being gently encouraged rather than challenged. Those who know him best can see the warning signs flashing brightly. Yet Deacon, blinded by the need to feel understood, can't or won't see them. And that's what makes this so painful to watch. A reputation on the brink. Deacon's hard-earned reputation is fragile. One wrong move could undo years of growth. One questionable relationship could confirm every fear people ever had about him. Friends are already whispering. Doubters are already watching. Enemies are already waiting. The new lady in his life doesn't just threaten his heart. She threatens his standing, his family ties, and his future. And the saddest part? Deacon seems aware of the risks, yet continues anyway. The loneliness behind the choice. At its core, this story isn't about romance. It's about loneliness. Deacon has spent so much of his life fighting to belong that when someone offers unconditional acceptance, he grabs onto it, even if it comes with strings attached, even if it pulls him away from the people who truly love him. That loneliness is what makes this news so heartbreaking, because it reveals a truth Deacon rarely admits. Despite everything he's built, he still feels like an outsider looking in. And the new lady in his life knows exactly how to use that. A storm brewing. Today's sad news isn't about what has already happened. It's about what's coming. There's a storm brewing around Deacon, and the clouds are dark. Relationships will be tested. Loyalties will fracture. And the man who worked so hard to become better may find himself facing the ultimate question. Is he strong enough to walk away from something that feels good but leads to destruction? Or will history repeat itself one more time? A hope that refuses to die. Despite the sadness, there's still a flicker of hope. Deacon has surprised everyone before. He has chosen the harder path when it mattered most. And somewhere deep down, the man who wants to be worthy of his daughter's pride is still there. The tragedy of this moment lies in the uncertainty. Because today, with a new lady in Daddy Deacon's life, the future feels heartbreakingly unclear, and the cost of the wrong choice has never been higher. As fans watch the story unfold, one thing is certain. This isn't just another relationship. It's a crossroads, and whatever Deacon chooses next will change everything.